Hello everyone and welcome to Landon Reviews The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It must be pretty cool, huh? To have the whole world see you like that. The Amazing Spider-Man. I wish I was like him.
The movie starts out a little bit after the events of The Amazing Spider-Man, with Spider-Man taking out enemies with his comedic charm and Peter trying to make things work with Gwen. The only problem is, every time he thinks about Gwen, he sees her father, who was the person in the last movie who told him to leave Gwen alone for her own protection. Also in this first sequence, we meet a character called Max Dillon, a dweeby electrician who works at Oscorp with Gwen. Wait, does everyone Peter knows work for Oscorp? I mean, Gwen works there, this Max guy works there, Dr. Connors worked there, his parents worked there, even Harry owns the place. Peter, my man, you're a smart boy. You need to get a job. Probably at Oscorp. Stop selling selfies. Anyway, next we find Max fixing a power line, and because it's really high in the air, he's standing on top of the guardrail, which is very unsafe. OSHA would not approve of this. He fixes it and everything's fine, but as soon as he puts it back into place, he gets a little jolt of electricity that causes him to lose his balance. He then falls about 2 stories into a big tank of electric eels who start biting him and put electrical genetic stuff into his blood veins. And that is this universe's origin of Electro, the main villain of this movie. Now I'm not going to say too much more because the rest of it becomes spoiler territory, so you can find out for yourself. All the actors that they brought back for this movie really shine. Even some of the new people like Jamie Foxx that they brought in for this one do really well. The action's good, but the pacing is not. This movie felt really slow. I felt like I was watching a Lord of the Rings movie, but wasn't nearly as invested. Unlike most superhero movies where they decide to go for the action over story, this one seemed to drag the story out before anything really started happening. A lot of the scenes of this movie are dedicated to Gwen and Peter's relationship, and they talk a lot.
I had a traffic thing.
They talk.
Did your traffic jam have anything to do with being, I don't know, shot at by machine guns?
And they talk.
Yeah. Oh, that was implied. I was implying that.
And they talk. What? You do talk a lot. I watched this movie with a couple of friends of mine, and they gave me some mixed results about what they thought. One of them thought that this movie was a 10 out of 10 and that it was the greatest film he'd ever seen. And another one said that I couldn't give it any more than a 2 or he'd be mad at me. But I think this movie deserves a 6 out of 10 because even though I liked the story and I was invested in that, it did drown out for a long, long time. If you really want to see this movie, I'd suggest going to a matinee of it or waiting for it to come out on DVD and renting it. So as always, this has been Landon from Crystal Productions, thanking you for watching this review, and I'll see you guys next time at the movies.